There's not but one way to get to heaven. His name is Jesus Christ. He's the only begotten Son of God. He didn't preach another path like Buddha, like Mohammed, like Confucius, or any other false prophet. He preached himself. And how do we know that he was legit? Because he came out of the grave, proved both by the Romans, the Jews, and the text of this Bible. Say it with me. Some trust in chariots and horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord. Give him praise this morning.
I want to welcome everybody today. We're here at Cumberland Falls. We just finished a marriage retreat here with several couples, and I wanted to do a little excerpt here on marriage and tell you a little bit about investing. We see the falls behind me here, and this is a familiar place to me. I grew up probably an hour and a half from here, but went to school here at the University of Cumberland and had the privilege of baptizing several people just above the falls. And we didn't lose anybody. Everybody was able to get out of the water. So I want to talk to you today about investing and about investing in your spouse. I teach and believe the Bible instructs us that the greatest place we can invest our time and resources is in our spouse. And I'll speak to that in just a moment. The scripture tells us in Ephesians 5:28, husbands ought to love their own wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. The Bible teaches us that two are one. And in fact, the Bible teaches in the book of Ecclesiastes that two are better than one. And so our marriage is the greatest place for any of us to invest. If we look back at history and see the times when nations have faltered, even our own nation, after the Depression, when people lost everything, a lot of them were able to start over and come back because they had their families, they had their wives, or they had their husbands. So cherishing our wife and being one with our wife is a biblical principle. That's what happens when we're married. But a lot of us think that marriage just happens. But a marriage takes work. And we invest in so many things in this life, whether it's our health, our wealth, our hobbies, our activities, maybe a business, whatever, our own look, how we look, we nurture our own lives because we want this certain appearance to the world, and we want to have some level of what we call security. But as we read the scripture, there's not going to be much security left in the end of time. And so when we see the days we're living in, your spouse is still your greatest asset. And so you need to invest in your spouse. Love, mercy, forgiveness, all the things that we know, because if we lose everything, for whatever reason, some people go through tragic moments, or we live, like I said, in the end of time now when the world's going to come crashing down around us. If we've still got our spouse, the other half of us, the Bible teaches us that we two are one, so that's half of us. So if my wife's not doing well, I'm not doing well. If I'm not doing well, she's not doing well. So that's why we want to take the time to make that investment. And sometimes investment is action, it's activity that we have toward each other. Maybe picking up a chore that one of the other ones normally would do that we're doing. So what I want to stress to you is, I know the stock market, people get rich overnight. I know people have their retirement plans. I know people lay up treasures and store things for hard times. But I'm challenging you to see the greatest place you need to invest is in your spouse. Your spouse is a gift from God. And so if you invest in your spouse, they become a better quality to you. And that works for the husband or the wife. So we just want to encourage you to think about, the next time you think about investing in something, think about how important it is to invest in your spouse. I'll leave you with a story, a true story I heard about a man who was totally frustrated with his wife because she wasn't who he thought she should be. But he wasn't having any action toward her. He wasn't investing in her. And so he was on the verge of leaving her, and one of his friends talked him into staying and treating her well for 30 days. After that 30 days was over, there was anticipation that he was going to leave her and walk out on her because of maybe trying to get back at her. That's how the flesh works. But after the 30 days, he discovered that because he had started investing in her, that she became the woman he wanted her to be. Changed their whole marriage. So I challenge you today, not to just invest in the stock market or your retirement or anything else for that matter. I challenge you to invest in your spouse. God bless you. Have a great day.